All right, and Jimmy, go ahead.
Namo Fundamental Teachers Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teachers Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teachers Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dhamma. In 100,000 million eons, is difficult to encounter. Now that I have come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual meaning.
Good, thank you. Yeah, all right. Okay, so last time we learned about this one right here. Remember, we learned about the origin of the world and also about that means I think the question related to cosmos is finite, infinite. The soul and the body are the same. The soul is one thing, and then the body another. The death of the Tathagata exists. After death, Tathagata does not exist. And after that, the Tathagata both exist and does not exist. After that, Tathagata neither exist nor does not exist. So, Tammy, do you remember all the things, Tammy?
Yes, they're all questions that he wouldn't answer because there's no point in answering them.
He not positioned himself, right? But the reason is why he not positioned himself. Tammy, do you know?
I think it's because there's no sense in arguing these different things. He saw it as a waste of time.
And do you remember what analogy that he used for this one? Do you remember, Jimmy? And Jimmy, do you remember what analogy he used to explain this one right here?
Yes, kind of, sort of. Yes, the analyzer, he tried to be compassionate and no confliction between other.
Okay. Do you know what kind of example he gives to simulate to demonstrate this kind of question? Do you remember? Did you remember that?
Yes, kind of a little bit. Let me refresh my memory real quick, please.
Oh, we remember smoke, the fire. Remember?
Yes, I do that. But you know, it been. So can you give me a second? Let me try to refresh my memory real quick.
Okay, let me refer to here the fire. I think he talked about.
Yeah, I was believed because he doesn't want to debate between others.
Yeah, that's true. That is correct. But in order to make this one right here, this one submit and to be totally submit to the Buddha. The Buddha have to use some kind of example. This example is the fire. Do you see here the fire?
Yes, yeah. Yes, I saw.
Tammy, do you remember this as an analogy, Tammy?
No, I don't remember this.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
No.
Okay, let me read this story. This one right here. Because he said that it's a apply and reapply Latin for work. Latin, okay, let me show you. Okay, right here. And Jimmy, go ahead and read this one.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, Mofak Batay. Of course, you are befuddled, vacha. Of course, you are confused. Deep, vacha. It is phenomenon, hard to see, hard to realize, tranquil, refined, beyond the scope of conjecture, subtle, to be experienced by the wise. For those with other views, other practices, other satisfactions, other aims, other teachers. It's difficult to know. That being the case, I will now put some questions to you. Answer as you see fit. What do you think, Vacha? If a fire were burning in front of you, would you know that? This fire is burning in front of me. Yes. And suppose someone were to ask you, Vacha, this fire burning in front of you, depending on what is burning. Third, ask, how? Continue, Thầy.
Yeah, continue.
Okay, would you reply? I would reply, this fire is in front of me. It's burning dependent on grass and timber as its sustenance. If the fire burning in front of you were to go out, would you know that? This fire burning in front of me has gone out. Yes. And purpose, someone were to ask you, this fire that has gone out in front of you, in which direction from here has it gone? East, west, north, or south? Third, ask, how would you reply? That doesn't apply. Master Gautama. Any fire burning dependent on a sustenance of grass and timber being unnourished from having consumed that's sustenance and not be offered any other is classified simply as out, unbound. Even so, Vacha, any physical form by which one describing the Tathagata would describe him, that the Tathagata has abandoned, is root destroyed, made like an Pamara stump, deprived of the conditions of the development, not destined for future arising, freed from classification of form, vacha. The Tathagata is deep, boundless, hard to fathom, like the sea. Reappears, doesn't apply. Does not reappear, doesn't apply. Both does and does not reappear, doesn't apply. Neither reappears or does not reappear, doesn't apply. Any feeling, any perception.
Stop right here. I think good to stop right here. So
Yeah,
tell me what the Buddha tried to do here. This is very, very good, this is a very wise analogy the Buddha gives. What the Buddha tried to demonstrate here. How about tell me? Do you think what did the Buddha try to demonstrate here?
Like that it doesn't matter like when the fire goes out, you can't really tell which direction it went into. It just disappears. It's gone. So to even ask that question, you shouldn't. That's not even a question that you should ask.
Because before the fire gone out, the physical form you can answer. But when the fire gone out, and if the Buddha asks you the direction, which direction it go, those questions it should never ask, right? Should never ask because it's not applied. So that means it. And the Buddha said that what he said here is all this thing here is very profound and it's very subtle and it's very hard to understand. It's very hard to see, only understood by the wise, by the one who experience, but not by the one who use the rationalize. If they use the rationalization, they cannot be able to understand it. So even though the Buddha tried to explain those things to them, to a bad child, right? He never practiced. He never be able to understand the Buddha's teaching anyway. And that's why the Buddha will not answer those questions, because those questions is not a big. It should not be asked at the beginning anyway. So, but so he used the analogy of the fire going out. It's one of the very meaningful. So when it's going out, we cannot be able to point out which direction they go. Okay, so that's important. So that's good. So we move on. Let's see. Now, Hemi, go ahead and read this one.
Any feeling, any perception, any fabrication, any consciousness by which one describing the Tathagata would describe him, that the Tathagata has abandoned, its root destroyed, made like a palm raw stump, deprived of the conditions of development, not destined for future arising, freed from the classification of consciousness, Vakata, the Tathagata is deep, boundless, hard to fathom, like the sea. Reappears, doesn't apply. Does not reappear, doesn't apply. Both does and does not reappear, doesn't apply. Neither reappears nor does not reappear, doesn't apply. When this was said, the wanderer Gata said to the Blessed One, Master Gautama, it is as if there were a great solid tree not far from a village or town. From inconsistency, its branches and leaves would wear away, its bark would wear away, its sapwood would wear away, so that on a later occasion, divested of branches, leaves, bark, and sapwood, it would stand as pure heartwood. In the same way, Master Gautama's words are divested of branches, leaves, bark, and sapwood, and stand as pure heartwood. Magnificent Master Gautama, magnificent, just as if he were to place upright what was overturned, to reveal what was hidden, to show the way to one who was lost, or were to carry a lamp into the dark, so that those with eyes could see forms. In the way has Master Gautama, through many lines of reasoning, made the Dharma clear. I go to Master Gautama for refuge, to the Dharma and to the Sangha of monks. May Master Gautama remember me as a lay follower who has gone to him for refuge from this day forward for life.
Okay, that's good. Let me, okay. So what do you understand from here? Tell me, what did you understand from here?
So my understanding is that the Buddha's word is pure, it's unobstructed, just like a tree that's lost everything. It's reveals to the core the word. And then he's saying that he's taken refuge in the Dharma, in the Sangha, and in the Buddha.
Okay. Okay, I will explain to you in detail with the model of the eight consciousness. You will understand this thing a little bit. I hope it will help. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now let's do this. Manual system quality. Wow. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
They complain about my resource, audio resource is very low. Okay, anyway. I don't know what does that mean, but okay. Now look at this. You agree that all this 8 consciousness here, this is what we call the stream of consciousness. You know what is the stream of consciousness mean, Thăng Thiện?
Yeah, một Phật thầy, did you say what stream of consciousness?
The stream of consciousness, just like the river of consciousness, the stream. Okay,
No, Phật, no, thầy.
okay, let me put in the word for you to understand. Okay, hold on. Let me. What I mean is. Okay, hold on. Stream of consciousness. Do you know what is the stream of consciousness? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, the stream of consciousness. Do you know what does that mean?
The consciousness is overflowing. They are constantly changing.
Okay. Look like your audio is very. I could not be able to hear you clear. I don't know. Can you hear me clear? Thăng Đề?
Yeah.
Somehow your audio is very poor. I'm not too sure that your or mine. I'm not sure. Okay. Tell me, do you understand what is the stream of consciousness?
So I think it's just like the flow of consciousness.
Right.
So how it flows from beginning to end. So how it flows from the faculties to the sense objects, to the mind, through the mana, to the storehouse, and back through again.
Yeah, that's
So it's
correct.
the actual flow, like a stream flowing.
Right, that's correct. That is exactly. And the stream of consciousness is very important. That make the human, but that make the living being, the body. So in the living being body, we talking about the 5 aggregate, the the form, the feeling, the perception, the purification or the purification or the mental formation or consciousness. These 5 aggregate, it comes from the stream of consciousness. Okay, so if we use the stream of consciousness explain about the person, can you be able to give the exact description of the person? Hear me?
No, because it's gonna involve your preconceived notions.
Because the consciousness is changing, right? It keeps changing all the time. How could we use the stream of how could we be able to use our stream of consciousness to describe that person, and that person also make up from the stream of consciousness? Do you understand my question? Hear me?
So that makes more sense, that because consciousness is always changing, it's impermanent. That means you can never describe anything exactly because it's always changing.
Right. We cannot We cannot quite think when things keep changing. You know, that's why if we try to explain to the specific person, we cannot be able to describe. But if, and of course, it doesn't apply to the person, how could this thing apply to the Tathagata, the Buddha? Because the Buddha no more. Do you think the Buddha still have consciousness, Jimmy?
Yes, yes, he does.
He does?
Yes,
Are you sure?
that's my thought is, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that the Buddha still have consciousness?
Yeah, Mopak, no, the Buddha no longer have consciousness.
What he had then?
Buddha nature.
What do he have then?
Buddha nature.
Well, the Buddha nature is very broad, but more specific. What he have then? Okay. Tell me, do you think Buddha still have a consciousness?
No, so his consciousness has transformed back into the Buddha nature, which is then transformed into the Dharma bodies, the Dharma nature, which is the Dharma bodies, the reward body, and the retribution bodies.
And that's correct, but that is also we when we say it, the consciousness is transformed into the eight consciousness. That means that all this eight consciousness here transform into 4 different wisdom. And I will show you that quickly. So Buddha do not have consciousness, and his mind always in the state of wisdom all the time. A different form, the Bodhisattva or the Arahat. Let's say that Arahat. Do you think that Arahat always in the state of wisdom? I mean,
No, they're not always in a state of wisdom.
why not? Because they reached the Arahat. Why not?
Yeah, but they haven't became. They got to come back. They're coming back to become Buddhas or Bodhisattvas. They have to come back and become Buddhas to reach the. You have to become a Buddha to reach the state of no consciousness.
Yeah, because okay. For example, if let's say let me give you an example. I tell you the story about the three card, right? The three card. Basically, whenever the Arahat want to see something in the future or in the past, what he do is he needs to enter the samadhi in order to see it. And that means using the wisdom, right? But if he not enter, that means he's still in the state of consciousness. And he have to be very mindfulness all the time to keep the mindfulness of the consciousness in the state of mindfulness. That's why when when the Arahat when they give up this body, the first thing is they enter directly into nirvana. That is the state of the mind that they enter into samadhi, and they stay there for a very long time. So that means when they in the state of samadhi, that means they cut off the consonant world. They are not belong to the consonant world. We are in the world of consciousness. The three realm, the desire realm, the form realm, the formless realm. This is the consciousness world, the world of consciousness. Does it make sense to you, Tammy?
Yes, so far.
This is important. The Bodhisattva, when the Bodhisattva practice the Bodhisattva path, they have both wisdom and also consciousness as well. They use the consciousness to make the vow. And therefore, they be able to pursue the their bodhisattva path. If they if they cut off the consonant world and they have no link to the consonant world, do you think they be able to practice the bodhisattva path? Hear me?
No, because they're just in a state of meditation, so they're not doing anything.
Yeah, they won't. I don't think, to my understanding, I don't think they'll be able to do anything to practice the bodhisattva path. So they have to keep some kind of consciousness level, so they be able to do all the good work. But when whatever they do and whatever they attend, they do not attach, because when they do things, they do with the no self. Does it make sense? They do with the no self in the world of in the consciousness world, or in the world of consciousness. Does it make sense to you?
Is that the bodhisattvas or the arhats? The bodhisattvas, right?
Bodhisattva.
Okay.
This is the bodhisattva. The bodhisattva have to, if they want to practice the bodhisattva, they need to make the vow. The vow have to come from, to my understanding, I hope I understand correctly, it has to come from the consciousness. Because, but when they do this, but doesn't mean that they attach to the vow. They do with the no self notion. Even though they reach to the point of emptiness, the ultimate goal is the ultimate wisdom of the emptiness, the true emptiness. But that's for their liberation. And they understand that they ain't no living being, because all the living being is the delusion. Even the whole world is also delusion. It's not true. But when the bodhisattva see the world and the living being as the delusion, it's not real. Is that a good thing to do or bad thing to do? Tell me.
So it seems like it would be a good thing because you have non-attachment. But if you're a bodhisattva, then you're trying to relieve all beings of suffering. So if your purpose is to relieve all beings of suffering, then you would want to see them as real, so that you can help them come out of their suffering.
Well, when they reach in the state of the ultimate emptiness, or we call the ultimate wisdom, yes, that is the state of their liberation, because they free from all attachment to the world. Even to the Buddha land, or to even their own vow, they do not attach. They attach to nothing. But it doesn't mean that they don't do anything, because they know that this is their liberation, this is their total liberation. But they know that all the beings, they have not reached yet. Therefore, their bodhicitta is arrived from the compassion and loving kindness. But when the bodhicitta arrive from that, doesn't mean that they attach to the living being. Remember, all the existing built on top of emptiness. Without emptiness, there is no existence. Okay? Without existence, there is no emptiness. Does that make sense to you, Tammy?
Yeah, it's just difficult when you get into emptiness and no existence and stuff like that, because that's hard for me to comprehend.
Okay. Let me give you let me put it this way so you can understand easily. When the bodhisattva reach the ultimate goal of the emptiness, that means the highest wisdom, right? They have no attachment, but due to their vow, they have to practice the bodhisattva, and that means they have to deal with the constant world And the consciousness world equal to the existence, the world of existence, include a living being, include all phenomenon. But all this existence comes from the mind of emptiness. But they do not have any kind of attachment. When they see form as emptiness, and when they see the emptiness as form, because they do not have any kind of attachment. Does it make sense? I hope.
Yes, it makes sense.
I know this is very tough to understand, but
So with the three vehicle patriarch, so if you use him as an example, when he's sitting in samadhi on the mountain, he's a bodhisattva, right? Because he wants to come back to, he's waiting to come back for Buddha to help enlighten people or
right.
to save people. But
Yeah.
when he's sitting there waiting, does he become an arhat? Is he taking the arhat form because he's sitting in samadhi for so long?
No. The meditation form doesn't distinguish this is the Arahat or the Bodhisattva. No, the mind is the one distinguished. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Because the mind, his mind is the bodhicitta mind. And he sits here with the bodhicitta mind to wait for the next Buddha to appear in the world, so he can help him to propagate the Buddhist teaching, right? So that is the bodhicitta mind, that is the bodhisattva mind. And therefore, it's not a arahat. Even though he sits in the meditation for a long time, it's not mean it's an arahat. The same thing with the Mahakassapa, the number one ascetic monk, Buddha disciple who practice self-toastment. And he the one who's still in the samadhi in one of the mountains between India and China, waiting for the next Buddha. But it doesn't mean that it had, because this is the work of the Bodhisattva. It's not the work of Arahat. Because Arahat, they enter the Nirvana already. They cut off the whole world from the entire world. They have no connection to the world. Okay, so, but Mahakassapa, he the one is beyond, but he the Bodhisattva, and that's why he he want to make sure the Buddha teaching never be able, always remain in the world, and that's the whole purpose. He in the samadhi. Okay. Okay, I hope you I hope this will help you to understand. The stream of consciousness make the whole world, right? The collective of stream of consciousness, it make the whole world, right? So when you understand this, and you will see the mind is very powerful, right? Very powerful. Today, I think we are, okay. Let me go back here. You want to see the four wisdom, right? Let me show you the four wisdom. Okay, let's start from here. Let me show you this. Hopefully that will help you even better. Uh, okay, can you see this, right? Okay. The eight consciousness and the four wisdom. Okay, the eight consonants here, that means eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, the mind consonant, the mana consonant, and the alaya consonant is the four wisdom. That means the Buddha, represent the Buddha, who fulfill the four wisdom. And the four wisdom, that means the Buddha also have three bodies, come from the four wisdom. The first body, the Dharma body, this is the body of the law. It means that the one who become the Buddha, that is the one who we call the omniscient, right? Omniscient one, right? Did I say that correctly? Omniscient? Amy?
I don't know.
Do you know the word on omniscient? Omniscient. Okay.
No.
Okay. Let me. Okay. I hope I. Okay. Let me stop right here. Okay.
How is the four wisdoms the eight consciousness? Are you saying the four wisdoms are the eight consciousnesses now?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Let me show this. Oh. I think it's called mission or something like this. Omniscient. How do I spell that word? Okay. Let me the one who know everything. The one who know everything. Okay. Omniscient. This one, right? Oh yeah, this is so the now is they call the omniscient. So this is the word. Okay. So the Buddha, if the one who become the Buddha, they call the omniscient one or the one who know all, right? Who know all. This is the word right here. Do you know this word, right? Amy?
No, I don't know that word, but I know nothing, so I wouldn't know that word.
Okay. Omniscient, it means that the capability to know everything, to know. And when in Buddhism, when we say the omniscient one, that means the one who knows the entire universe. Okay, that is only the Buddha. Not no one else can be able to do that. Okay? So that is the title of the Buddha as well. All right, let me go here. Okay, so that means the Dharma body is the one who know the whole entire the universe. That means nothing in the universe that he not know. So that represents for the Dharma body. The reward body, that is the reward. That is the retribution body of the vow that the Bodhisattva, when he practice Bodhisattva, he make the Bodhisattva vow, and that make the later become the reward body. And the manifest body, that means the reward body or the manifest body. The manifest body usually is for the means to liberate the to help sentient, right? This is the body to help sentient. The manifest body can have three different body. The great manifest body, the small manifest body, and the according to being manifest body, and you will learn different things. Okay, and the four wisdom here, the wisdom that accomplished what it done. This is the first five consciousness. When the one becomes the Buddha, this five consciousness will be transformed into the wisdom that accomplished what it done. So that is the name of the wisdom. Okay? The second one is the mind, the mind consciousness. will transform into the wisdom of wonderful contemplation, because the mind we use for the contemplation, right? That's what the contemplation means. The wonderful contemplation. This comes from the wisdom. And the manner consciousness is that means the wisdom of the nature is equality, because usually the manner consciousness is attached to the self, right? And now when it turns into wisdom, it will treat everyone equally. Okay, that means the no self, right? Selfless. The rate, the eight constant, mean the alaya consciousness will turn into the great perfect mirror wisdom. It's just like the mirror. It will reflect, right? Just like the mirror. Everything go through the mirror, you can see at clearly, very clearly on the mirror, right? So this is called the great perfect mirror wisdom. That means whatever inside the content for many, many lives in the past, we can be able to see it. In the future, we can see it too. So this is, okay, let's see. John, do you want to read this one, John?
Start with, let's see, three bodies of Buddha. Kinds of body Buddha may possess. A concept set forth in Mahayana Buddhism to organize different views of Buddha appearing in the sutras. The three bodies are as follows. 1, the Dharma body, or the body of law. This is the fundamental truth or law to which a Buddha is enlightened. The body is also called perfect knowledge, omniscience, all-knowing. 2, the reward body, obtained as the reward of completing bodhisattva practices and acquiring the Buddha wisdom. Unlike the Dharma body, which is immaterial, the reward body is thought of as an actual body, although one that is transcendent and imperceptible to ordinary people. Third, the manifested body, or the physical form that a Buddha assumes in this world in order to save the people. Generally, a Buddha was held to possess one of the three bodies. In other words, the three bodies present three different types of Buddhas: the Buddha of the Dharma body, the Buddha of the reward body, and the Dharma of the manifested body. Wisdom that accomplishes what is done has the ability to use the three manifested bodies. And the manifested body is one of the three bodies to rescue living beings. Here are the three manifested bodies. One great manifested body, high, roughly 3,000 meters m, to teach the great bodhisattvas. Small manifested body, high, roughly 2 is that meters? Meter to teach bodhisattvas. According to beings' manifested bodies, this manifested body appears in the 5 realms: God, human, animal, hungry, ghost, and hell, to rescue beings there.
Okay, all right. Let me quickly here. So the Dharma body, this is everlasting. That means it's never die, right? Because this is the universal law. How could the universal law it die? Because it's not a material, so it never dies. So the reward body is different. That based on the vow that Bodhisattva make. Even though that will be stay there for a long time, but once the exhausted and the reward body is also gone, right? But remember, okay, let me add this way. Okay. Do you think the reward body is it will eventually gone? Hemi, do you think?
So it sounded like you were saying it would be, because after the vows, like it kind of expires, I guess, after the marriage and stuff is exhausted, then the reward body would be exhausted also. And it's transcendent, so it's not the body that can be seen by the different realms.
And you know that after, let's say that, remember the Amitabha Buddha land, he and his people will live for a very immeasurable kappa. Immeasurable, that means a very long time. But it doesn't mean it's forever. No, not forever. The Buddha land will eventually disappear. That means it will come to an end. And that means also his reward body also come to an end. But when it come to an end, and you know what happened to that Buddha? He also died too. Hemi?
No, because his knowledge is still there. So the all-knowing body is still there. So the knowledge is still there, but the reward body would be gone. So I'm not sure. So the transcendent body that can't be seen is gone. I would assume it would take some other type of form at that point.
Okay. It means that means the affinity, let's say the Buddha appeared to the third world to provide the environment for the living being to come there, and he can be able to teach, he can be able to help them to become enlightened. After some time, it will done, right? And when it's done, that means the affinity for those beings is end, right? That means he already fulfilled the vow that all he already shaped all the living beings. When he shaped all the living beings, that means the one who have affinity with him. At that time, he already done that thing. And when it's done, he will move to another world, he will go to another Buddha land and to have a different affinity with the different living being. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. So is that his reward body ending in one place and then a new reward body beginning in another land?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that means, and what about the transformation body? What about the transformation body?
So that would be changing. I would think that would change all the time. And not only would it change, but like you could take different forms too at one time. So there's countless numbers of transformation bodies going on at once.
Right. That means the transformation body. That means one Buddha can have the numerous transformation body in different worlds to become the Buddha at the same time. At the same time, okay. So the Buddha can use the reward body and the Dhamma body. I can use the Dhamma body and reward body to have many transformation body at many at he need. It's unlimited. Okay, the Buddha have that power. Depend on the affinity that living being have with him, and that he needs to. That's why the need is there, and he will make the transformation body to appear in different worlds to become the Buddha, just like Sakyamuni Buddha. Do you think Sakyamuni Buddha is the transformation body or it's a reward body? What do you think?
So that would be a transformation body because he could be seen, where the reward bodies can't be seen.
Well, reward body, reward body it's a spiritual body, but if you have the spiritual power, you can be able to see it too. But anyway, it's a transformation body. So the Buddha have three different transformation body. The first one we call the great transformation body The height is about 3,000 meters. That's very high. And that body used for to teaching the great Bodhisattva. Okay. And the small transformation body is just like Sakyamuni Buddha, right? He appeared in this Sahara world to become a Buddha and stay here for 80 years, right? And to help the living being who have affinity with him. And after he done with it, because all the affinity, that means he already saved all the living beings that he have affinity with, and that's why he had to go. So that is the small transformation body. And what about according to, let's see, what we call here is according to being manifest body, according to being manifest body, right? What does that mean? It means that, let's say that when we let's say that we get lost in the we get lost in the forest, right? And you know what? We just recite the great compassion Bodhisattva name, and you know what? Because the great compassion Bodhisattva have a vow that whoever recite her name, he will appear accordingly. So when we encounter a danger and we just recite the Bodhisattva name, and he appear instantly to help us. And once he done with the help, he will disappear. And you know what? He appeared in 32 different forms. 32 different forms. Sometimes appear as the Buddha, if the being need to see the Buddha in order to help him, and he will appear as the Buddha, appear as Bodhisattva, appear as the Pasika Buddha, Arhat, or God in different form of God, appear as the human, appear as the monk or nun or whatever, appear as the king or the minister or the daughter of the king or the daughter of the minister or the daughter of the layman or laywoman. And to help those men accordingly, and one they done, they will disappear. Does that make sense to you, Tammy? This is important.
Yes, that makes sense. And it cannot even be like not a living being, but just even an object, whatever it takes to help that person.
Yeah,
Yes.
even the object, river, could be a river, could be a mountain, could be whatever, right? Just like in the Earth Stool Bodhisattva, you also read that too. So yeah, that's correct. Even an object, just the mean to help them. So this is important. So let's see. So now very clear, right? Thang Thìn, you understand this clearly?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So, because sometimes we confuse about this thing. So, so the first five consciousness it represents for the wisdom that using the manifesting the manifested body to help, right? The manifested body, it belongs to the first five consciousness. Okay? Because that represents for the action, represent for the material. Okay. All right. I think it's so today I just want to make clear on that thing. So we can see and Jimmy, you understand so far, Jimmy?
Yeah, Mofo, but yes, sir, very clearly.
Very clear. Okay, Tammy, you look like you understand so clear, right?
Yeah, I'm understanding better. I don't think I'd ever seen the wisdoms before, the four wisdoms before. I think that was the first time I saw that.
Okay, that means the consciousness, when the one enlightened, right? Depend on the level enlightenment, they will have the different level of wisdom, okay? So, so that's why That is the difference between consciousness and wisdom. Consciousness represents for delusion. Okay, it's not true because it keeps changing. But wisdom is the one that we can see things clearly because it comes from the fear of attachment, right? Good. All right, let me stop right here. We can go back here and we. Okay, I hope this will help a little bit. I know this kind of study will be a little bit tough, but once you understand the Mahayana teaching in this way, you will have a better understanding the Mahayana Sutra. And this is only for the Mahayana, because the Theravada, they do not know about the three bodies, because they don't believe in the mana consciousness and the Araya consciousness. They only believe in the first six consciousness. Therefore, to them, the concept of the three body doesn't make sense to them. Okay. So, Mr. I just want to clarify that so you understand the difference between the Judith tradition. Okay.
Do they believe in bodhisattvas at all?
That's a good question. The only one bodhisattva they believe is, you know who?
Yes, I think I know.
Who are?
Please. Wang Yin or Avisalokita?
No, they don't believe in those bodhisattvas.
Oh, they don't?
No, they
Sorry.
don't. If you go to any Theravada temple, the only two status you can see the Sakyamuni Buddha or the Bodhisattva. That's the only Bodhisattva. Only one Bodhisattva they believe. You know who? Thang Thiền, you know who?
My guess is Maitreya Bodhisattva.
Yeah, that's correct. Because in the Theravada Sutra, the Buddha also give the prediction to the Maitreya Bodhisattva at the next Buddha. So they do believe the Maitreya Bodhisattva is the only one Bodhisattva, and they also believe that he will be the next Buddha. And because you know what, they also believe that in the 10 directions there are numerous Buddha. They do believe that, but because they don't think that the human being like us be able to become a Buddha, because become a Buddha is a very tough, it's a long path and it's very difficult path to reach, and ordinary people like us cannot be able to get there because they have a very narrow view. So therefore, they don't believe in any kind of bodhisattva. Because in the Theravada Sutra, the Buddha did not talk about the bodhisattva, because there is no bodhisattva path in the Theravada Sutra. And after, okay, you know what? Next week I will show you the 5 different periods the Buddha teaching, so you will understand this more clearly. Why because depend on the living being understanding, the understanding of the living being capability, right? And the Buddha teaching different sutra on a different time. So that's like when we have to go to the elementary school first, then go to the middle school, then go to the high school, and go to the college and university, and so on and so on. So the Buddha teaching is same way. Okay? So and it's very tough for them to because they believe the Theravada Sutra is the only sutra spoken by the Buddha, nothing else. When they stuck to that, and they of course they are very conservative. They do not open mind. Therefore, they they against any kind of Mahayana Sutra. But anyway, that's their way. Okay, that's their way. We what can we do? But Mahayana Sutra, Mahayana tradition, we respect the Theravada Sutra very much because they are the foundation of the Buddhist teaching. Okay, so that's important. So we have advantage that we can learn both traditions, but they do not have that advantage. They only learn the Theravada tradition and they know nothing about Mahayana because they don't believe it and therefore they do not read it. Does that make sense, Tammy?
Yes, it makes sense, but it's funny because I know the temple right down the street here from the temple in Louisville, they have the statues. They have Guan Yin statue and they have the Erster Bodhisattva and a Mataba Buddha, along with Shakyamuni Buddha. So they have all the Buddha statues.
No, I know, but is that the Theravada tradition or is that the Mahayana tradition?
I think it's Theravada. That's why I was surprised. And then also, so Maitreya is a Bodhisattva, not a Buddha. So does he not become a Buddha till he comes again?
Yeah, he will become the next Buddha.
So he's not a Buddha yet.
No, he a Bodhisattva. He now in the Tuchita heaven and hosting the all the Bodhisattva and teaching all the Bodhisattva Sutra. Okay. Just like the Sakyamuni Buddha before he become the Buddha, he also in the Tuchita heaven and host all the Bodhisattva there and teaching all the Bodhisattva the Sutra. And later on, he became Buddha. If the Theravada temple have those Bodhisattva, I'm not too sure why they have those. Usually they do not have. Okay, and remember Theravada temple, they are not fully they are not vegetarian. Okay, they still eat non-vegetarian. Does it make sense, Tammy?
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
But if you go to the temple of Theravada, and you will see the different environment right away, because those things. Okay, anyway. All right, let's go back here. Okay, Thăng Thiền, go ahead, Thăng Thiền.
May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruit of peace with heart of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who so leave the grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of the endless night, because our hearts are one. This world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Good, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Stop right here. All right, I see you next week.